Morning, folks. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey this beautiful Monday morning. Hope you're having a great first Monday of December. By the way, my guest today is Mr. Doug Aman. Ladies and gentlemen, Doug Aman.
Thank you, Bruce.
We'll talk with Doug Aman quite a bit here in just a few minutes. But did you realize, Doug, that today, December 3rd, 2018, does this day hold any special significance, not just to you, but to the world at large?
I'm lost there, Bruce.
This is the bicentennial of the state of Illinois.
Well, I did not know that.
200 years ago today, the state of Illinois became a state.
Are we celebrating that in any ways? What's the state got going on?
They had something
last summer.
Yeah,
this past summer.
Did something. Yeah, something or other. But there you go. Yeah, happy anniversary, happy birthday, state of Illinois. I know a lot of folks really happy with the state of Illinois turning 200 today. 200 years old. Paying their bills like a 200-year-old.
Yes. A little bit behind, right?
There you go. There you go. What's going on? Community events today. There are all kinds of things going on today. It is Monday, December 3rd. The Wayne City Kistner Public Library is going to hold Santa Night tonight. That is 5 o'clock till 7 o'clock. Refreshments will be served, and Santa will be available for photos with children. At 5:45, that's when Santa's going to be in there. Santa's going to also read to the children and visit with them. There will be a special appearance from Olaf. Do you know who Olaf is?
Saint Olaf.
I'm asking. I don't know.
Character from our past, I'm sure, but
do we know
specifically? No.
You don't know. I see. I don't even.
I think it was a Santa character.
Is it
maybe
some kind of kids thing?
You know what? Was it from a? Yeah, it might have been from a Disney movie. Who knows?
I don't know.
I don't know. I think probably we should just move on.
I'm certain these
move
kids.
on past that.
All right. We're moving on past that. Yeah, that is today. St. Olaf also proceeds. There is a fee charge for photos. However, the proceeds from the photo fee goes towards the purchase of new books for the library. So it's an outstanding need there. The library located at 102 South Main Street in Wayne City. You remember the former bank building there in Wayne City. Also tonight in Fairfield, it is the big public rally and public comment meeting for the Atkinson Forest. That'll be from 6 o'clock to 8 tonight at the New Beginnings Church in Fairfield. Pastor Corey Musgrave, one of the organizers, along with Ryan Rice, will be a chili supper as well, and all proceeds go to support the Fairfield Ministerial Alliance, as well as there's also going to be a live auction and a silent auction. All proceeds of the auctions going to support the Greater Fairfield Area Sports Commission and the Fairfield Ministerial Alliance. All that stuff going on again tonight at the New Beginnings Church in Fairfield from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Elsewhere tonight over in Albany at the Carl Richland Memorial Hospital, they're going to have a big auxiliary premier design jewelry fundraiser all day long today. Started about an hour ago at 8 o'clock. So if you were wanting to get there early items, so maybe see if you could get something nice for the significant other in your life. An hour of selection's already gone past. This is in the CRMH private dining room today from 8 o'clock until 4 p.m. One other item today of community events. It's a big auxiliary meeting tonight at the Flora American Legion at 6:30. The Flora Unit 14 Auxiliary Legion meeting will be at 6:30. All members are encouraged to attend. What's on Wabash tonight? A large slew of sports going on in Wabash tonight. There's some other items like HBO has a TV show and a documentary that looked like it was pretty good too. You might look into that, but all kinds of sports. Wabash Catch TV right here on Channel 3 or Channel 100. Here in Flora, it's Channel 100. Over in Salem, Channel 3. Also Channel 25 here in Flora. We've got high school girls basketball tonight. The Columbia Lady Eagles will be in Salem tonight to take on the Lady Cats. JV game at 6:15. Varsity to follow. That'll be on Channel 3, 25, or 100, depending on where you are in the Wabash service. I'll be there, and are you going to tune in to watch that. You can watch that online, you know.
I might have to try that.
It's on the Wabash Catch TV West tonight. That'll be over there in Salem. Again, the JV at 6:15, varsity to follow that. NCAA basketball, the Big Ten season continues for a week or so before they're going to take another 3 weeks out.
Bruce,
you
excuse me, Bruce. The Big Ten basketball. Illinois, do they have a team this year?
Like I said, the Big Ten basketball season does continue. I took your face off the camera there for your so people didn't see you giggling about your little joke.
Okay, well, I didn't. I wasn't sure. I know they.
Do you want to talk Big Ten basketball?
Not really, because I'm not too informative about it. But I do have a kid that follows Illini basketball, and
you want to depress people. Well, I tell you what we'll do. We might talk Illinois basketball in a little bit.
That's fine.
Okay, that's fine. That's what we'll do. I have some other games tonight. Iowa is at Michigan State tonight. That's in the Breslin Center. That's on Fox Sports 1. That's channel 610. That'll be at 5:30 tonight. Again, that's up at Michigan State, the Sparties. Northwestern State is at Texas A&M tonight. That's on the SEC network. That's 7 o'clock this evening. SEC is channel 639 on your fiber. Also, Rutgers at Wisconsin tonight. I believe that's at 7 o'clock. I believe that's on the Big Ten Network, and that's at the Kohl Center there in Madison, Wisconsin. Florida A&M plays DePaul this evening. That is on Fox Sports 1, channel 610. That'll follow that Michigan State game, and that's at 7:30. Tonight. Also, one other game this evening. It's the big NFL action. It's Monday Night Football back in action tonight. The Washington Redskins will be at the Philadelphia Eagles. That game on ESPN, channel 601 at Lincoln Financial Field, and that game at 7:15 tonight, kickoff. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. Over in Salem on channel 3, here in Flora on channel 100. Or channel 25. My guest today, it's Mr. Doug Aman, and we'll be right back. We're going to talk about all kinds of different things, talk about playing trumpet, talk about all kinds of stuff.
Looking forward to it, Bruce.
Looking forward to it. We'll be back right after these words. Stick around.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area, with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no-appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your number one choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold. Your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Tired of paying a big faceless company for your local telephone service in Flora? Now you can easily switch your 662 telephone number to Wabash Communications in Flora. That's right, Wabash can now provide local phone service to the Flora area, and yes, you can keep your 662 telephone number. It's available to both business and residential customers. Call us today at 662-3636. Wabash, your local telecommunications provider.
Morning, folks. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. My name is Bruce Dickey. My guest today, it's Mr. Doug Aman. Thank you so much for coming up here.
Thanks for having me, Bruce. I appreciate it.
Doug is, we're going to talk about a wide variety of subjects today, as Doug is a man about town down in the Wayne County area and all over the place. Has spent a ton of time up in what would that be, the Lawrence County area, and when you're racing, because we're going to talk about racing and all kinds of things. Tell everybody, your family, who you are, Doug, what's going on?
Well, Bruce, been down at Fairfield my entire life.
Born and raised?
Born and raised. My office, I have a State Farm agency there in Fairfield, and it's actually a block away from where I grew up.
That is very impressive. I mean, I hadn't even thought about that.
You know, your mother drives by every day and still pays attention to what time you get to work and when you leave, and what the note is on the door about if you're closing early.
Does she really?
Occasionally, yeah. But,
hi, Wilma.
I didn't.
Son of Wilma and Arvis.
Didn't venture too far. Now that
you better say hello to Wilma, or you're going to be in trouble.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Wilma.
But been doing the State Farm gig since December the 11th of 2000 is when I started with State Farm. Yes.
So almost 20 years.
Will be
18 this
It's
next
18
week?
in last June as far as the agency goes, and then this next June will be 19 years.
How about that?
Time flies.
Time flies. You started out in oil, didn't you?
Yes, my previous life, I came back. I went to SIU. Came out with a geology degree and went back into the family business of servicing oil wells. And I got out of school and came back and started doing that. And the State Farm agency opportunity came up, and I looked at that and thought that would be the way to go. So that's what we did. And so then,
you never really did. You, I mean, for the first 10 years of your life, you probably never really considered getting out of oil, did you?
No.
10 years of your working life.
No, it never crossed my mind. But the oil field is it's
volatile.
It's a boom or bust. It's up or down. We had a service company, so very difficult, hard work.
Yeah.
It's in the weather. So when I saw an opportunity to go to a building every day where I could set the thermostat on whatever I wanted, I thought that would be a good thing to do. So I pursued it and was lucky enough to get the agency. You
mentioned Illini basketball earlier a little bit. The reason I'm bringing this up now is because I want you to give you a chance to talk about your wife and family.
Okay, well, yes, I do have a son, Alexander, and he is a University of Illinois graduate. He has
a little driven, isn't the boy?
A little driven, and he graduated with a consumer and economics finance degree. So he wanted to go to the Chicago area, and he actually is living in Downers Grove. It's a west suburb.
Yeah.
About 30 minutes from downtown, and he is a Series 7 financial representative.
Nice.
So he's been up there now probably 18 months.
How's he doing? Like it?
He likes it, doing real well. The weather, of course, it's just like down here. It changes every day, but the issue is it's always colder and windier and snowier where he lives. So it's a little bit tougher getting out of the parking lot of his apartment building.
Tell me about Tell me about. Well, I since we're talking about, you haven't brought up Audrey yet. We'll just finish talking about Alexander. How's his heat situation going? Tell me about renting an apartment in Downers Grove.
Well, the building, it has to be probably 40,
you said it's cold.
40 years old, and it's a 2-story apartment building, and he is actually on the second floor on the corner end unit.
Good.
And
Well, that means it's the heat is coming up, right?
One would think. However, last winter, I had a call from Alexander, and he was complaining it was only 60 degrees in his apartment.
Oh, dear.
So
they have thermostats.
I gave him instruction on how to turn the heat on and where to put the thermostat, which he did, and it still didn't bring it up too high. So he was informed from his apartment manager that it's an old building, and he's on a corner unit, so he has 2 outside walls, and that was how life was going to be. And they reminded.
That's not cool at all.
No, it wasn't.
That's not cool.
And they reminded him of a little space heater that they had left there for him to plug in. So he went through last winter, and then he, again, about 3 weeks ago, called and said, my apartment's 60 degrees. I said, Alexander, we went through this last year. So took it a few steps further, and so he has an adjustment now on his rent to help offset the cost of plugging in the little electric space heater.
But the problem is they won't turn the heat up in the whole building.
I don't think so. It's the old hot water boiler type heating system, and
I'm surprised 40 years ago they were still putting those in.
well, up there in Chicago, maybe that's the way to go. Probably an efficient way for these buildings when you're heating the entire building. The apartment manager did bring his little thermometer gun, and I think the air coming from the hot water heat register was about 71 degrees. That's not warm enough to heat
the thing.
To heat up an apartment.
No.
So
we all hope Alexander's staying warm.
I do too.
And Audrey?
Audrey graduated from Kent State University in August with a fashion degree in merchandising. After spending last spring semester in Italy for study abroad, she accepted a internship this past summer with The Buckle.
Okay.
You see those stores in the malls a lot. If you want the fancy pocketed $200 pair of jeans, you go to The Buckle.
Really?
Yes, with the shirts.
Do they have them in my size?
Is
it a woman's store?
No, they have men's.
They do have men's.
Yes, and
have you bought any jeans there?
No, I have not. But she went to Nebraska. The Buckle evidently started as a men's clothing store sometime in the 40s, I believe, in Kearney, Nebraska. And Kearney, Nebraska is off of I-80 a couple hours west of Lincoln in the southern central part of Nebraska. And
not really where you would expect for a fashion
No, you wouldn't.
Empire.
But it grew, and they expanded. I think there's over 400 stores in the country. And
best of luck to her. And Julie?
Julie, she's still in the healthcare industry.
The thing is, we were going to actually I intended to talk about racing this first segment, and you never let me get to racing.
I did do a little dirt track racing back in the late 90s.
I tell you what, let's do. We're going to talk a little bit about racing when we return. I want to hear about Doug's adventures in racing when we return. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV, over here in Flora on Channel 100 and Channel 25, in Salem on Channel 3. We appreciate you tuning in, and we'll be back with Doug Aman with more right after these words.
It's my choice. It's my choice. It's my choice.
So many of our county residents have treatment or surgeries done at larger hospitals. What they don't always realize is that they have a choice to select where they can have physical therapy or any number of post-operative treatments and follow-ups. Clay County Hospital is your choice. Talk with your specialist, surgeon, or primary care provider and let them know that you want to stay close to family, friends, and most importantly, home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone services required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple, to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Welcome back, folks. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. My name is Bruce Dickey. Thanks again. My guest today, it's Mr. Doug Aman, and we are talking about a wide variety of things. And I've been kind of talking about it a little bit. You mentioned that you used to, and the reason I want to get at this is because that little Sumner track has closed and opened and closed and opened. This track near us here in Flora, on the way to Louisville, has closed and opened and closed and opened, and the track down in Wayne City, it's actually up and running. It's going right now. It's going right now. Tell me a little bit about, and I guess the reason that these things close and open is because it all depends on the number of fans they're getting, or is it the number of racers? Is racing, you used to be a racer. Tell me about, how did you get into racing dirt tracks?
Well, back in 1996, a fellow from Alney put together some people, and they built a dirt track at Sumner, Red Hill Raceway. Red Hill Raceway.
So, is that closed now?
I don't believe they've had a race there in a few years now.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
The facility is still there. You can drive by. You can still see the facility. But a real good friend of mine in Fairfield, Bill Taylor, was a big part of getting that track built.
Yeah.
So the first year they had the track open, they did run the 410 sprint car class, and Bill bought a car. I remember going to the fairgrounds as a child, watching the dirt track races at the fairgrounds, and so I told Bill I'd be glad to help him out, and so I just sort of invited myself along every Saturday evening.
Into Bill's crew?
Yes.
Because Bill was driving.
Bill was the driver, and so I would just, everybody needs to go to the track with at least one other person. So I got interested in it. you get the bug, and so then the next year.
That is kind of what it is, isn't it?
It's an addiction
for most of those owners and drivers.
It's an addiction.
Is it really?
It's an addiction. It's.
What do you get addicted to?
The excitement, the thrill.
The thrill of the drive?
Of the race, the track. You're strapped into the car. You've got a nice little engine that's been built up, and you're going.
How fast do you go?
Well, the top speed for our class of car, took my brother-in-law with us one time, and he had a radar gun. So our class of car, which was an entry-level dirt track racing car, and I had a Camaro, and we topped out 75, 76, 77 miles an hour down the back stretch.
That's interesting to me that you'd have to have a radar gun shoot it, because the cars didn't have speedometers.
No, they're all stripped down. It was, you strip the car out. But it was funny because I related that story about 75 miles an hour, and a lot of people would look at me and say, "Well, that's not that fast."
I'm on the interstate going 75 miles an hour.
I just tell them, go out in the country and get on a gravel road and go 75 mile an hour and then turn left and see how you do. But it was different classes of cars, of course. I think the sprint car was well over 100.
Oh, really?
And this was a 3/8 mile track. So
you're talking about a 3/16 or 300 yards from end to end.
I never did the math that way, Bruce, but I would right.
So the straightaway, you're looking at the straight about 150 yards. Is that
probably, or shorter?
Or shorter.
Yeah, and then, but it was it's just very exciting. There's competition.
Did you win much? Because I'm assuming people get addicted without winning. I mean,
oh yeah, you do. But I won several heat races. I won several consolation races. Those after a heat race, they're going to take so many automatically into the feature.
Right.
And if you weren't in the top two, maybe you had to go to the consolation race.
And get a chance to get into the.
And so I won several of those. I did my best race. I actually I started on the pole one evening. They inverted the first 3 rows of how you finished in the heat race. So if they wouldn't have inverted the first 3 rows, I would have started outside row 3. They inverted them, which meant I started on the pole.
So you're in first place of the feature.
Yes.
For a little while. How long did that last?
It lasted down to all the way to the last half of the last lap.
Oh!
It was it turned out to be a horrific race with 5 laps.
Did you say horrific or terrific?
Horrific.
Horrific.
I was leading. I led just about every lap, and with about 5 laps to go, lap 15, the red light came on, and it turned out that
had a wreck behind you.
There was a car that got on its top, and it was really bad. The horrible thing was the driver ended up losing his arm that night.
Oh dear.
And so they did a restart, and I was going into turn 3 to come around to take the checker, and the car behind me sort of got into me, and it pushed me into the wall. And so I was a half a lap away from glory of winning my feature race.
Oh, Doug.
So that evening set forth a domino effect.
Of you buying a car.
No, what was interesting about...
What's the dominoes? What were the dominoes following?
I tore the front end of the car up really, really bad.
When you went into the wall?
When I went into the wall. So then with racing, if you tear your car up on a Saturday night, Sunday you're thinking, how am I going to get ready for the next week? But you wash your car, you take a nap, and you start working. So I had to get my car, the front end fixed, and... I had to straighten the frame, so I got it ready for the next race, the next weekend. And I had a person work on the car. And during the heat race at the next weekend, on the white flag lap, I ran over a piece of somebody else's car that was bouncing along the track. Came around, took the checker, and then I had some terrific pain on the right foot, and my knee was in my chest. And what had happened was this bouncing piece of somebody else's car knocked a piece of metal tubing off underneath my car, which then went under the car, and then it decided to come up through the floorboard, striking my right heel, which in turn twisted the foot up, and I broke the little bump on the inside of your ankle off, which 3 days later resulted in a ankle surgery in Evansville, which then resulted in Julie, as you mentioned before,
your lovely wife,
my lovely wife, telling me that if I ever thought about racing again, that I could pack up my bags and go home with the previously mentioned mother, Wilma. And so,
did you ever think about racing again?
Yes, I did. The thing about the whole, I had 2 kids at home in diapers.
Yeah.
I mean, I look back on the deal, and
it's a little bit irresponsible, maybe.
Well, nobody really just said no, don't do that. So
she gave you an option.
So anyway,
you could go live with mom.
Yes. So I was at home. I was on crutches for 6 weeks, and so that ended my first season in first weekend in September of '97, actually. So the car sat. I did a lot of my work. My engine work was done at the Wayne County Speed Shop.
Yeah.
After the drag guys quit, Donnie Grimes took over the speed shop. And they had a 400 block that they really thought would go great in my Camaro. And so I guess if I need to fast forward on this story.
No, you're doing fine. I get you. Go ahead and fast forward if you're trying to get yourself out of trouble.
It's too late. I'm committed. So they wanted to rebuild the engine, and you can't have a piece of equipment laying around in an unrepaired state.
No.
So if you're going to have something, you have to have it up to date and ready to go. So I said, okay. So they rebuilt the engine, and
plus it made the vehicle better to sell whenever.
Well, so when we got the engine rebuilt,
you were ready to sell out.
It needed to be tested.
Absolutely right.
And
somebody had to test the thing.
I did mention to my lovely, supportive wife Julie that I needed to go test the car. So the season had started.
You're testing. That's the plan.
Well, and then I popped some pistons.
Yeah.
I had a bad fuel pump.
Oh, dear.
And so I had to go back again and test the car.
Again. Yeah.
Well, what happened was...
What happened?
Was that between my testing, I was, and some weather rainouts, I was hitting just about all the races at the beginning of the season.
I see, yeah.
So... about midway through the season, we were having dinner on a Monday evening.
Yeah.
And I mentioned to Julie that they had a powder puff race coming up that next Saturday evening at the racetrack.
Oh, really? So she'd never raced?
No. And of course,
powder puff being, of course, ladies and gentlemen, that's where you put the ladies in the car.
Exactly. So she never looked up from her plate. We just kept eating, and that was it. Well, on Thursday evening...
I tell you what, let's do. Let's take a short break.
Sure,
and then
Bruce.
Then we'll tell everybody what happened at the powder puff, okay?
That would be great.
We'll let this simmer for just a second.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Doug Aman. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. We're going to talk about the roasted chestnuts and plenty more, but we're also going to get to the powder puff. I got to hear these results. This is great. We're going to be back right after these words. Please stick around.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple, to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City Allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no-appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your number one choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
Your call is very important to us. Please hold. Your call will be answered in the order it was received.
Tired of paying a big faceless company for your local telephone service in Flora? Now you can easily switch your 662 telephone number to Wabash Communications in Flora. That's right, Wabash can now provide local phone service to the Flora area, and yes, you can keep your 662 telephone number. It's available to both business and residential customers. Call us today at 662-3636. Wabash, your local telecommunications provider.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Morning, folks. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I'm Bruce Dickey. Thanks so much for joining. My guest today is Mr. Doug Aman. Works at the State Farm Office, also trumpet player with the Roasted Chestnuts, and a former race car driver. We're just talking about the race car, the race car days. And when we left it, your lovely wife, Julie, was about to drive in a powder puff race. I'm sorry, you had mentioned the powder puff
We were having
race.
dinner. We were having dinner on that Monday evening, and I had mentioned to her that there is a powder puff race this Saturday night at the track.
Powder puff, yeah. Sounds good.
She didn't look up from her plate. She just kept eating. And then on Thursday evening, we were eating dinner again, and just out of the blue, she said, "So you're wanting me in your car this weekend?" And I said,
with no discussion
no
whatsoever.
discussion whatever. And I said, well, sure. And about 10 seconds went by, still looking down. She said, well, if I get in your car, that does not mean I support any of this stuff. Bless her heart.
Bless her. Bless her heart.
So I said, that's great. So we went to the track that evening, and the powder puff was at the end of the evening, so I was racing delicately. I did not want to tear the car.
You want to make sure you have.
I wanted to make sure that Julie was going to get in that car that evening.
Absolutely right.
So she got into my driving suit, used my helmet, and she went out there and just was blowing the doors off every girl out there. It was really exciting, and she was doing really. I mean, she had. The next car was a good half a lap behind the girl.
This
I mean,
great.
She was just
winning like
it was.
She's Tom Sneva, AJ Foyt doing the whole thing.
Julie,
Tony Stewart.
Yes,
there you go.
And just doing really, really great. And so she came around on the white flag lap, and the white flag is flying.
Sure, that means one lap
remaining. To go. And all of a sudden, she starts to slow down. And what are you doing? Of course, she can't hear. No, you're sitting there yelling on the outside of the track. What are you doing? What are you doing? Keep going, keep going.
She wanted to pass some more people.
And it turned out she kept slowing down, and she came on around. Well, by then, the second place car actually passed her coming out of turn 4, and that car took the checker. So we had a discussion afterwards in the pit.
Did you run out of gas?
No, she
thought
the white flag was the end of the race. I don't know if it's like I surrender, the white flag's out, you're done. So she explained that to me. Well, I thought we have to have another powder puff because she was doing too well not to win that race. So I being friends with the owner of the track, and I became friends.
You set up another race?
So I talked them into doing a second powder puff, which was unheard of. No track.
Absolutely.
They only do one a year.
Sure.
I mean, it's unheard of. So they did a second.
So they did it that same night, though?
No. It was about a month later.
Oh, okay.
And so I told her, I said, Julie, they're going to do another powder puff, and this time you're going to go back and you're going to win the race. So we had a discussion on the color of the flags, and she went back and she literally just blew the doors off of everybody like she did in race 1.
How about that?
And she won the race that night. And so we have the picture.
Wow.
It was about 1:30 in the morning, and we have the picture. She has the checker flag in her hand and the trophy, and
that's
she's
cool.
driving.
That's really cool.
Yes.
I got to ask, and this is a woman who we both love dearly. And
very supportive too.
Very supportive woman. I gotta ask, she had been supporting you at those races. Mm-hmm. How did she not realize the checkered flag was the end of the race, whereas the white flag was not quite the end? We're treading on a very tight line here. It's just one of those things.
Are you wanting an answer on that, Bruce?
You go ahead. You go ahead and stay quiet about that.
I don't think who knows.
Well, eventually,
who knows?
Eventually, you got out of racing.
Yes, I raced 3 seasons, and in the last season, I raced probably half a season.
Why'd you get out? Finally,
it was in. The toward the end of the '99 season,
you were going to get into the State Farm.
And well, no, not yet. But I had rebuilt the underneath the front end of the car that first weekend in September, meaning the drag links, the tire, and the pitman arms and all that. I had replaced the drag some
of the guts.
Yes, well, the linkage underneath. I replaced the tie rod ends a couple of months earlier, and then I went ahead and replaced everything else. And I started that race about the first weekend in September, and the car was handling the best it ever handled. I was passing when I wanted to, really doing well. I was moving my way up. I think I was running maybe second or third. And one of the tie rods that I'd replaced in June on the right side broke, and I hit the wall. Messed up the car bad. Oil field started picking up in '99, so I thought maybe this is the time to break the addiction. So that was it.
So you became addicted to something else. When we return, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about the roasted chestnuts as the Chestnuts are starting their busy drive
Christmas tour of 2018.
Christmas tour 2018, and we're going to talk about that as well as all kinds of other things here with Doug Aman. We'll wrap things up on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey after these words. Please do stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone services required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Welcome to Clay County Hospital. Clay County Hospital and Clinics offer the best in services and care in the area with a staff that strives to provide the very best in patient-centered care. We offer full hospital services including radiology, therapy, surgery, labs, and emergency services. Our clinics located in Flora, Louisville, and Clay City allow us to reach out to Clay County residents so that you never have to go far from home for your healthcare needs. In addition to our regular provider staff, we also offer affiliated specialty provider services at our Flora clinic. Finally, have a minor injury or illness but don't want to wait for an appointment? Our walk-in, no-appointment clinic hours in Flora are Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 8 p.m., and Saturday from 8 a.m. until noon. Make Clay County Hospital your number one choice for healthcare, convenient and close to home.
Clay County Hospital, your number one choice in healthcare.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching. Welcome back. You're watching Big... Can you imagine? Welcome back. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey right here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest is Doug Aman. All right, you got out of racing. You needed something else. You decided to found the Roasted Chestnuts.
Officially, the Roasted Chestnuts probably date to December of '97.
Oh, really?
I had put together some other brass quintet stuff before.
I'm sitting here trying to think...
But maybe we should explain first what the Roasted Chestnuts are.
Tell everybody what the Roasted Chestnuts are and what's going on this fall.
The Roasted Chestnuts, they are a brass quintet. A brass quintet consists of 5 musicians, 2 trumpet players, a French horn player, a trombone player, and a tuba player.
And the big pinky.
So that is a brass quintet. And when I came back home from school, a church or two wanted to know, could you do some brass quintet Christmas music for us? And so I would grab some guys, and you helped out. We stood in the foyer of a doorway at a church for their live nativity.
More than once.
And played Christmas music. But in the mid-'90s, specifically '97... Yes, you did.
I don't remember doing that.
Yeah, it was a Sunday after a Saturday, Bruce. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so we started. I got some better music, and what it was, there was a church in town.
I do remember doing that.
Yes, and another
It's Christian church, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and another church one time was doing a big Christmas musical, and so beforehand I thought I'll just buy some quintet music and I'll just ask that church if we can just play a little quintet music beforehand. So I bought some music, and actually one of the local media stars here in Flora on the Flora radio was our original trombone player. Is it
Zach Steele?
Zach Steele.
Zach Steele.
Zach Steele back in the day was the premier trombone player out of the Fairfield area.
Right.
And so,
who's the premier tuba player?
We have a tuba player. The tuba player, we still have him, which is you, Bruce.
Yeah, that's right.
I know.
Doug's the premier
as they say,
trumpet player.
If you can't toot your own horn, who's going to toot it for you?
Let somebody else do it.
Right. So, we started playing some Christmas music, but then what happened was Richard Davis had moved to Fairfield from Lawrenceville.
Yeah.
Richard when he was in high school, he grew up in Fairfield, was an excellent trombone player. And about the time Richard moved to town, Zach decided to retire. He had other things to go on, so he retired from the trombone, and so
Zach
Richard
was getting busy in the Elks and all that kind of business.
And at that time, Richard had a son, Blake, and he's the same age as my son, Alexander, and they were in preschool. And so I thought that would be a pretty fun little deal if we asked the preschool if we'd come play Christmas music for them. And that's what we did in December of '99.
So this next year will be the 20-year anniversary of the Roasted Chestnuts. Because it was named basically that Christmas.
Well, I think we named the Roasted Chestnuts probably about in '02.
Oh, okay.
And we need to make it known that the credit for the name of the Roasted Chestnuts goes to your lovely, supportive, over-the-top spouse, Dodie Dickey.
My wife, Dodie Dickey, that's right.
Exactly.
Named the Roasted Chestnuts.
Right. So we started to play at the school. And
which, by the way, the Roasted Chestnuts has all kinds of meanings.
Right.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas, and that's we were playing mostly Christmas gigs, so that's how the Roasted Chestnuts name fits.
People wonder if we are only playing Christmas gigs, but we don't do.
We have done a wide variety of shows. We have done corporate Christmas parties. We do dances. We've done fundraisers. Funerals. Funny quick story on a funeral.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell a funeral story.
We played a funeral in a little small country church. The deceased had been hugely into music his entire life. He passed away in his 90s. The family wanted some music. They were all from out of town. They had no idea what they were getting. And I'd never been to a funeral like what had happened at this funeral, but we played a tune to open up the funeral, and sort of we surprised everybody there. There was a lot of wide open eyes and blank stares.
In a Baptist church?
I can't know. It's actually it was a Presbyterian.
Union?
Union North CP.
I guess that is. Okay.
So it was like they were just froze, and so we played a second tune, and funniest thing happened. The folks that were attending this funeral broke out into applause.
There you go. Applause at a funeral.
Right.
You got to like that.
Yes.
That kind of thing only happens like at George Bush's
with the Roasted Chestnuts.
Yeah, with the Chestnuts.
But we have played graveside services, but mostly, and we do community festivals. We actually do the Fairfield Fun Fest every September.
Do the Fun Fest, the parade, the Veterans Day parade.
The Veterans Parade. We do music before that, and so. But most of our busy time of the year is this December, and I was just counting. We have 12.
We have 12?
12 shows.
I thought we had 11.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11.
I miscounted.
You had one extra. I didn't tell me we were doing.
And so we go to the schools that feed into Fairfield High School, basically.
Are you open to adding any other schools probably for 2019?
We're always open to listen to every opportunity. Sometimes the calendar does get full. For the next 3 weeks,
calendar's pretty full.
We are playing 3 to 4 times a week.
Yeah.
And when you do the schools, you have to do the afternoon time slots, which we are very, very fortunate to have members in the quintet that have had jobs that allow us to do community service.
That's right.
And so
that's exactly right. Thank you very much, Wabash, and thank you very much, State Farm, for that.
Right. And we are adding
CSI and Fairfield National Bank and
we are excited again this year. We're going to add a local venue this year.
By the way, you mentioned we skipped one. You better mention Jane McDowell too, since we.
Well, the members, yes. Let me talk about the members real quick. I'm playing trumpet. Our second trumpet spot right now is sort of open. For the longest time, we had Dean Mounts, who arranged a lot of our music for us, and he moved to Colorado. We had Ryan Fagan, who is still in the area.
Outstanding.
He's just a busy guy, young guy, starting, having kids right and left. So he's unable to play with us. Janie McDowell, the French horn player, who had put down her French horn from high school, and 35 years later she picked it up and she started playing with us. And Richard Davis is the trombone player.
So you can go back home again.
It's like riding a bike.
There
You can
go.
pick up your instrument. But back to adding a venue, we're excited this year. We are coming this Thursday evening to
We'll be here in Flora.
Flora Heritage Woods, the assisted living facility here in Flora. We are playing for those folks. We actually played for them in May. And they asked us to come back here at Christmas.
How about that? Yeah, that's the intriguing thing. That tells you how good we are. We got asked back.
You know, and that's a good thing. And we are playing there at 6 o'clock. And what's interesting, Bruce, about the quintet, when we do schedule shows, we never know what kind of audience or if they're going to like us, if they're going to invite us back. But a lot of times we do judge the show is if we have more people listening than we do in the quintet. And twice in our careers, we have actually done shows where there have been less people in the audience than the quintet has.
Well, and we got revenge on one of those. Well, the one in the Kon-Tiki, the place burned down.
Well,
we didn't get revenge.
That's pretty extreme.
Somebody got revenge.
That's pretty extreme, but yes, I remember playing for the senior citizens and being on a schedule like they are. We had two ladies that hang around to watch that show.
That was kind. The cooks.
Yes. So whether there's one person or 100,
we're playing a gig.
We play a gig. Whether it was raining outside and the leader of the quintet was abused verbally by the quintet members, the show has to go on.
That's exactly right. And that's happened too.
Yes, it has.
Okay, so now folks coming there to the Heritage Wood Show, what would they expect?
What we are going to play, as I mentioned, Dean Mounts, our second trumpet player for years, who is a great arranger. Anytime that I felt like we needed some different Christmas music, I would have Dean ask him to compose something for us. So it's turned out now that the majority of our Christmas show are arrangements that Dean has done.
He does a great job.
And we are playing. These are the tunes are the old ones from say the 40s, and they're really upbeat.
Well, yeah, they are. Let It Snow's a 40 song.
Let It Snow. I'm dreaming. It's beginning to look like Christmas. Baby, it's cold outside. We haven't had any static yet on the Baby It's Cold Outside. We're going to continue to play that tune.
Worrying for the Me Too movement, is that?
Yes. But I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
Speaking of,
Santa Claus Comes Down.
50s, right? Yeah.
Yes, we're playing that type of music. When we started playing a lot, I had to consider what we were good at and what we were not so good at. And so some people, when they hear brass quintet, they might think that we're going strictly
chamber music,
the chamber brass, the classical type.
Yeah, that's not what this
around
is.
here they used to call it the long hair music. But
oh, really?
Yes, but no, Dean was more of a swing jazz type trumpeter, so that's what we went to. So if you see a show from us, it's going to be a show. It's going to be entertaining, not just necessarily listening to music.
Your kids are in school right now. We're going to several schools. You'll have a good time. Doug, thank you very much.
I appreciate it, Bruce. I've had a good time.
I didn't know if you had anything else you needed to mention. I was going to mention the fact that he's played for over 1,000 funerals playing taps, but haven't had the opportunity to talk about that.
Well, that's one thing I do.
Something to be very proud of.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Folks, thanks again for watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. That's Doug Aman. Thanks so much. We'll see you again real soon. Have a great day.
Are we off?
No.